Hello, Chris from my Stamp Lady. I'm so glad you've joined me today. So I am featuring the brand new, available today, February 21st, 2017, Glimmer Paper Stack. It comes with Bermuda Bay, Sweet Sugar Plum, and Mint Macaron colored glimmer paper. And let me look on here. It is 12 sheets of 6x6, and it is gorgeous and shiny. So I'm going to use this to make a card made with the Lift Me Up set and the coordinating up and away Thinlit dies, and it is fun and beautiful with all the shimmer. So ahead of time I took this die, and with the precision plate, well, let me show you what the precision plate is. This is the precision plate. It is perfect for cutting out these very detailed dies, and with the glimmer paper, because it's thick, you will want to run it through a couple of times. Cut out this gorgeous Sweet Sugar Plum hot air balloon. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside and we'll get started with the rest of the card. So to start off, I have a Sahara Sand background, and I'm using a piece of cardstock. It's a half a sheet cut the long way, so it's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches to form my card base. This is a, let's see, it's a 1/4 inch smaller, so it's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to take this Seaside embossing folder and run it through the Big Shot to get this pattern embossed on here. So just with the regular embossing pattern or embossing folder sandwich, I'll run this through the Big Shot. So you end up with this gorgeous embossed paper, and I can just place that right on my card front. Okay, so with my fast views, I'm just going to place some of the adhesive on the card front here. The trick with the fast views is that you need to do the little check marks, otherwise you get kind of a mess. Got a little bit of paper there. Okay, so let's line that up on the card front. I have a piece of paper, the Designer Series paper, the Falling in Love paper, and I'm going to mat that with a piece of Soft Sky cardstock. And all of the dimensions, the sizes, the products I used are available on my blog, mystamplady.com, and there is a printable PDF so that you can just download it and go and have everything printed out for you. Okay, then I can just place this right on my card front and about there. Okay, with Sweet Sugar Plum, I am going to stamp a hot air balloon, the smaller one, and there's a coordinating die that will allow me to cut that out. I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and I have my Soft Sky ink pad. And with the sponge brayer, I'm going to just tap my sponge brayer onto my ink pad and then brush it over my piece of Very Vanilla. And that's going to give me a Soft Sky piece. Now it's going to be fairly light, and I like using the ink sponged onto cardstock rather than using a solid cardstock because there's variation in color. I don't have a solid color of cardstock as if I was going to use the Soft Sky. It has just a little bit of variation in color. So that aside, with my dies, I am going to cut out a large cloud and the medium-sized cloud on my magnetic platform with, grab an acrylic plate and a magnetic platform, and I can run these through the Big Shot. Before I move on with those clouds, I'm going to take some Wink of Stella and just add a little bit of shimmer to my clouds. Just go over that, and it'll just take a second for that to dry. I'm going to add a little more, there we go, add a little more fluid coming down. You just press where it says to push there, and that will push some more fluid to your tip. Set those aside to dry. I'm going to take my fine tip glue and just add some adhesive to the back side of this Glimmer hot air balloon. There we go. And I'll press it onto this Blushing Bride cardstock, and that's going to give me a little bit of contrast. for the background. So if I just press it down and hold it for a second, it takes a second for that fine tip glue to set up. Okay, so now I have a strip of very vanilla cardstock, and I have this sentiment that says, hope your day is on cloud 9, happy birthday. I don't want the entire sentiment. I don't want the happy birthday. I want to use this just for a kind of general have a good day card. So I have placed Scotch tape over the bottom where it says happy birthday. Then I can just ink up the top part, and this is kind of like masking your stamp off. But the important part is to remember to remove that tape. If you don't remove that tape, you end up with a big blob. So then I just am going to line up by looking through I'm just going to line it up, looking through, and just stamp the hope your day is on cloud 9. Now I'm going to use my punch. I'm going to use the triple banner punch here, and I'm just going to slide it in. It's way too narrow to use the guides that the punch provides, but I just slip it in the center, and I make sure that I have both points. I get it there. I make sure I have both points lined up with the cutting edge, and then just pop that off. And you can also very quickly and easily do this with a pair of scissors. But I like how quickly that gets that for me. Now that I've got all of my pieces, I'm bringing in that card base. We're going to find some positioning for the hot air balloons and the clouds. I'll bring these in and figure out where I want everything to go. There we go. And then let's put some adhesive on this sentiment. I already have that background done. So I can just, let's see, we'll put this, I'm going to push that balloon up a little bit and place that right underneath there. Okay. Add some adhesive to that. It does help to put down that sentiment first, and then you can see where you want to mount the balloon. The fast fuse that I'm using here is really sticky, and it's a really nice adhesive to go over like this glimmer paper. However, once you stick it down, it is usually stuck, and so you want to be sure you know where you're putting it first. And you do need to do that check mark. It's really important to do that check mark. If you don't, you're going to have strings coming out. Finish off this card. Let's add a few rhinestones. Just kind of up and around to bring the eye around the card. Like that. And an odd number of rhinestone, or an odd number of embellishments is really a good idea. It's pleasing to the eye. So I decided to use 5 different rhinestones across the front here. There you go. Enjoy this glimmer paper. It is gorgeous. I can't wait to use it with some other projects. You can get it free as a celebration item right now through March 31st, 2017 when you purchase $50 worth of product. Go to my blog to find out more information about that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris, at mystamplady.com. And all these supplies are available in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. Thanks for watching.